Hi everyone, welcome back to Figure Barn. Today we're diving deep into the spine-chilling history of Universal Monsters and sprinkling in some Funko Pop figures along the way. Everybody ready to get started? Let's go! Our journey kicks off in 1931 with Dracula. Directed by Todd Browning, this film brought Bram Stoker's classic vampire tales to life. Bela Lugosi's performance as Count Dracula defined the vampire genre with his sinister charm and hypnotic presence. The movie's gothic atmosphere with shadowy castles and eerie landscapes sets a perfect stage for this timeless tale. Now, let's look at the first one of the new Dracula pop figures. Now, this style is classed as the Deco collection, which is sort of a toss-up between more of a comic book style and also reminds me of the look of some of the classic movie posters from when these films were originally released. As you can see there, he's got his iconic cape and his medallion and he's almost got that hypnotic stare there. I think he's pretty much a must-have, isn't he? Look at him there. It's also nice about these boxes that they've sort of, the white borders that they have pretty much standard on most of these pops. They seem to be moving away from that a little bit recently. So you've obviously got these ones with this orange. There was the Scare Fair collection, which came out recently, which, they had sort of a red and black box. Really does sort of mix it up, especially when you've got them all on a shelf like that. So there we go, there's Dracula. I want to suck your blood. Later in 1931, Frankenstein emerged from James Whale's creative mind. Boris Karloff's portrayal of the creature, brought to life by the obsessed Dr. Frankenstein, played by Colin Clive, is legendary. The film's innovative special effects, along with Jack Pierce's revolutionary makeup, created a sympathetic yet terrifying monster. The Frankenstein pop figure pretty much does this justice here. So we've had a few Frankensteins over the years. As you can see here, this one's sort of very startling green with the bolts on the side of his head and the stitches across his forehead as well. It's a really cool figure here. There's this one which I think is very similar to the original mould that they did. Actually, there's other ones as well that I've got in my collection, which you've got Frankenstein holding a flower. Lucky enough I have the glow-in-the-dark version of that, but this one really does look good with the sort of half-closed eyes, giving him that proper sort of zombie look and feel. In 1932, Carl Freund directed The Mummy, bringing ancient Egyptian curses and romance to the screen. Karloff strikes again in this one as the tormented Imhotep, a high priest resurrected after 3,700 years. And eerie resurrection scenes are unforgettable in this one. Next, in 1935, Bride of Frankenstein hit theatres as a direct sequel to Frankenstein, with James Whale returning as director. The film is celebrated for its blend of horror and dark humour. Elsa Lanchester plays the dual role of Mary Shelley and the iconic bride. It was created as a mate for Karloff's creature. With stunning visual effects and powerful music score, this film deepens the emotional impact of the Frankenstein saga. Now, here's the Bride of Frankenstein. It's another great pop here. Really does stand out with the electrifying hair and the haunting beauty that she had within the films there, capturing the tragedy and the power that defines the character. Again, it's sort of done in this sort of art style. It's got a sort of light blue to it, just giving it that kind of, nighttime, evening kind of sort of spook fest coming through at you there. Jumping now to 1941, where we encounter The Wolfman, directed by George Wagner. Lon Chaney Jr.'s portrayal as Larry Talbot, who transforms into a werewolf being bitten, brought a new layer of empathy to the monster movies. The film's haunting tale of identity, curse and tragedy resonated with audiences. And here we have The Wolfman. It's Funko exclusive, this one. Again, looking there, just with his hands out, ready to come and grab you in the night. You've got fairly detailed fur, the fangs on there as well, and a bit of a tormented look in his eyes as he's obviously just been transformed into the Wolfman himself. Yeah, another cool figure there. And finally, we dive into 1954 with The Creature from the Black Lagoon, directed by Jack Arnold. The gill man, discovered in the depths of the Amazon, emerged as one of the great last Universal monsters. The film's stunning underwater photography and the creature's iconic design captivated audiences. There's a little bit of dust on the inner window on this one, but it's another great moulding, this one. There he is there. You can see his scaly skin and his webbed hands in fairly decent detail there. And obviously with his lips just sort of standing out there against the green. This aquatic creature is ready to make a splash in any horror fan's collection. Now, coming out at the same sort of time as the classic Universal Monsters that we just had a look at there, Funko also did a mashup between the Care Bears and Universal Monsters. These obviously give quite an interesting twist to the classic horror icons. So we've got a full set of those as well, we'll have a quick look at here. Now, we won't put the counter up on the corner of the screen for these ones, as I've already got them catalogued. I wouldn't want to count them twice, as we're keeping record. So we first of all have Grumpy Bear as Frankenstein there. So as you can see, he's got his perfect sort of grumpy frown going on there in the green with the bolts again. Really does make a good effort with this one. It's quite interesting sort of sitting there with them looking so cute and obviously trying to look as scary as possible as well. Next up we have Cheer Bear as the Bride of Frankenstein. With the lightning on her cheeks and almost like a stitched on sort of logo on her chest with the rainbow there and the massive flock of sort of electrified hair going on there as well. So again, this is another great one, makes an interesting and fun little figure there where they've matched up the ideas. And on from there we'll sink our teeth into Tenderheart Bear as Dracula. So again, sitting there with the fangs across his muzzle and the big cloak on there, and they've also done a bit of a mashup on his heart on his chest there as well, so putting it in the shape of Dracula's classic sort of medallion that he wears as well. Sort of good mashup between Tenderheart's nurturing spirit and the eerie charm of the legendary vampire himself. Next we dive deep with Good Luck Bear as Gillman from the Creature of the Black Lagoon. His green fur and lucky clover fit right in with sort of the aesthetic of Gillman and the aquatic features that he has there with his webbed hands again and his gills around the side. Really does make him stand out. It's almost like Gillman got a lucky makeover with this one. As you can see there, it's a Funko exclusive, limited to 5,000 pieces. Quite a high piece count, but nice one to have. And finally we wrap it up with Bedtime Bear as the Mummy. Known for his sleepy demeanour, Bedtime Bear sort of takes on this ancient bandaged look of the Mummy, with his sleepy eyes and his cosy vibe, giving a unique twist on that one. You can also see that, obviously, with bandages around his face and around his arms and everything like that. Also got a little nod to it on his moon on his chest, with a couple of little bandages on that as well, and the normal sort of stars on his cheeks there. Perfect for anyone who loves the sort of mystique of the ancient Egypt, with a touch of the bedtime comfort on that one as well. And there you have it, folks. A thrilling tour through the history of Universal Monsters, with some awesome Funko Pops to bring these classic characters to life on your shelf. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you in the next one.